So we just asked keep or trade Fred Warner. You aired on trade. If you were GM, that would be someone you would dangle to get picks, which the Niners desperately need. Let's keep going because there's a long list of players that need to be considered. The next one is George Kittle, who's currently healthy, although probably not 100%. I don't know the last time he was 100% healthy. He is a good receiver, very good receiver for a tight end. He's a little bit smaller than he used to be. I don't think he's quite the blocker he used to be, but he's still a good blocker. He's a hell of a player. But he definitely misses time, and he's very expensive. And he's almost 30. I think he's 28. Would you keep Kittle after the season, or would you trade him?
So I would make a few phone calls. I would want to see what I could get for him. I'm not taking a third rounder for him. No way. And I just think that with his injury history, I don't think we're going to get a first rounder for him. Yeah. Is he worth it when he's healthy? He's worth more than a first rounder when he's healthy. Yeah. But just because of his track record, I don't know if we can get what we need for him. So the issue is, what would I get for him? If I could get a second rounder, I would have to think about that, because that's not really, I mean, could we pair a couple of second rounders, trade back up into the first round or something like that? That would all be contingent on whether I could get into the first round as a result of his trade and the trade of another player. So the bottom line is, I just don't think right now I could say I could trade Kittle for anything that would be worth it. If from this point on he is very healthy, very productive, goes back to his blocking accolades, then he becomes an excellent trade candidate. And for his money, and if I can get a first rounder, yes. But I don't think we can. So therefore, I think if I get a second round offer, I have to say no.
I think I'd take it. And I know it sounds hard, and maybe it would be demoralizing for the locker room, and fan base would be mad at me.
That's why I would not take it.
Yeah, maybe they'd be mad at me, but you know what? I just don't know what to expect from Kittle. In fact, I think I know what to expect from Kittle going forward. A lot of injuries and missed time. And
let me throw this at you. You have a general manager throwing players under the bus, who is, again, one of my favorite all-time players. Hate saying this about him. You have Kyle Shanahan, who has had a little bit of a meltdown. He's not the most alpha leader, as we've talked about. Do you think the message to the locker room of dumping George Kittle for a second rounder, I mean, would that not be the nail in the coffin to the morale of this team?
I don't care about the morale. If I'm the general manager, this team's over. I'm rebuilding. This team is over. I'm coming in. I'm starting over. And
what does that do to
with, like, players who are good when healthy? I'm not building that way. I gotta address this issue of lack of durability on this roster, and building around players like Kittle who are hurt half the season. I can't do that. Can't have this guy. So if I don't take a second for him this year, he'll be worth a third or a fourth next year if I'm correct about where his career is headed. And I think I am. So I'm taking it. I can't have these players on the team, and it's way too many guys who are hurt most of the time. Way too many.
If we are moving them, then Garoppolo has to go, because we are going to need to let Trey Lance take the reins, and we are going to have first rounders to build around him. So right. I guess a second rounder, I can understand that, but then we definitely have to move Warner, definitely have to get rid of Garoppolo, and have to move Kittle, because Trey Lance would be taking the reins. And unless we want a 5-year rebuild or a 3-year rebuild, we will definitely need some assets to protect him. I know.
I would say the number one reason not to trade Kittle. The number one reason not to trade Kittle is you really don't want to start sending away weapons from a young quarterback. Like, the more weapons, the better for Trey Lance. So I
wonder what the Falcons would do if you offered them Warner and Kittle.
For what? For Pitts? They'd say no. But no, like, you'd want to keep Kittle for Trey Lance's sake. But does Kittle even want to play with Lance? I don't know. Maybe. And then, but again, like,
I think hurt half the year, I think that as long as Jimmy is on this team, he has to play this I'm a Jimmy kind of guy. I mean, and I respect that. I do. I mean, in the military, I had good officers and better officers, but when guys were serving with me for a specific amount of time, I had loyalty to them. And publicly, there's no way I would say, yeah, I like the new guy. There's no way I would do that to a guy.
Okay, let's put it this way. If Kittle gets hurt again this year, I'll trade him. But if he can stay healthy the rest of the year, I'll keep him another year. One more year. So you know what? You're more valuable to our team and our locker room than a second round pick. But if he gets hurt again, I'm saying, you know what? This is a clear pattern. I'm not going to ignore it.
So you think we can get a second rounder if he gets hurt again?
I don't know. But if he gets hurt again and someone's offers it, I'm going to say thank you.
That I understand.